Hello, everyone, and welcome to MO3 Advanced Digital Media Reporting and Writing. We have Louie Menorca here to give us a run through for our professional portfolio websites that we're going to be starting up for our final project. All right, here is Louie.
All right, thank you, Kelsey. I'm elated to be here today at 11:42 in the morning. But yes, let's go over the portfolios that we're going to be making for our final projects here. Now, Kelsey and I have deliberated on this for many, many days and hours, and we think it makes sense for us to start with a basic Adobe Spark page. Now, for those of you that are familiar with Adobe, Spark is basically the very, very user-friendly, easy to make, and free, mind you, platform that allows you to create, say, like a website template or portfolio or any other graphic design that you might think of that comes with preset templates for you to work off of. What we are looking at here is my project that I did for digital storytelling last year that I had saved and had worked on and presented as a project for that class. Obviously, I'll be doing something different for the end of this semester, but this is just to give you guys a look at and see what we're going to be working on over the next couple weeks. So as I go into preview here, you notice that I have a preset header banner with my name and the accolades that I'm known for. You're going to want to select something a bit more professional. I can quickly just pop on here to my projects. You can select anything from preset templates that come with preset backgrounds. You see here you're able to brandify with your own logo, or you can look at different variations and examples that you can browse through on the right side, templates and designs. Now, this was something that I had worked on as a draft, as you see, very different from the final product, but it'll show you a brief insight of how you want to layer your heading, your landing page. I'm going to go back over to my own project because I have to explain what comes next. As you can see, it's not a traditional website. It's not headers, it's not footers, it's not a menu bar. It's a one-scroll wonder. So you're going to have your header, your bio, your professional picture, and the rest of your works displayed here. So there's a header, there's your bio. You can see I already have a sort of semi-professional, very professional picture on the left-hand side of the page with a very short bio and links to my social medias on the right. Very short, very concise bio with links here at the bottom. I'll go further into the formatting and laying out of your bio and links later on in the lecture. If we keep scrolling down, I have very much the background images correspond to what I have as content on the page. For this one, it's my video game review I done on Ace Combat 7. Very, very short and concise description followed with a video and the link to my works. You'll notice this as a very much repeating template for the rest of my works. Say I have a podcast. I did a podcast. We built our own websites using HTML and CSS. I helped edit the video on multimedia, the multimedia for Multicultural Day last year, as well as creating 60-second docs. Digital storytelling did a lot of video-centric projects, stuff that concerned editing, videoing, audio production, photos. Very much a wide variety of things that you want to have on your tool belt to say when you're going out into the field. I wrapped up my portfolio with a sort of brief conclusion. The photo of my car was sort of an add-on. I added a little gallery at the end as a behind the scenes. I did this after the project. For you, that is completely optional. It might just help to create a little bit more humanized version of yourself, but of course you want to police every image of your portfolio to be what your future employers or potential employers will want, and that's basically the general layout. Now, past the example showing, we're going to go into how to make one. So I already had this test template set up. This is where the header landing page would be, and I already have the headline, or the title, so to speak, Test Template Journalism Memo3 Advanced Digital Reporting. Here at the bottom, you have the option to add a photo to your page. So you have the option of uploading or looking at free photos. So I'm just going to look at Adobe Stock and say landscape. For the purposes of this portfolio, you're obviously going to want to find something that fits your background, your personality much better. Perhaps a photo that doesn't have the, say, Adobe Stock logo on it, but that's entirely up to you. And that's basically your landing page right there. You can choose to click on your text boxes here, change what you want. Let's see. And then you can just go right ahead. You have a pop-open menu of photo, text, button, video, photo grid, slideshow, and split layout. For your bios, obviously, you're going to want to incorporate your professional photo and your short biographical description of yourself, including your social media layouts. So you're going to want to start out with a split layout. But if you want to, feel free to experiment. You can experiment with any of the other functions on this bar. But I will go over each and every one of them during the course of this lecture. So split layout, you've got your image here to your left. Let's see, just person. Since we're using this as an example, you're going to have your professional photo ready to put here. So I'll just put, there you go. And then for here, you're going to want your text. As you can see, it's much like any other word processor, like Microsoft Word, Google Docs. You have the options of changing from header 1 to header 2, quotations, bullets, space bullets. I'm going to refer back to my example here. It's an About Me page. So you're just going to start out with a header 1, say, or even header 2, About Me. You notice these plus signs as you're indenting or adding new paragraphs. You can add a photo above. So say I'm going to add this as a header. With it, you can have the option to replace it, add a caption below the About Me text, which is what we already had placed. So blah, blah, blah. Here's what I am. And you're going to want to use this space, maybe 1 to 2 sentences, couple paragraphs, maybe if you feel like describing yourself at length, giving a brief description of what you are, what this portfolio is about, and what's going to be presented here. You're going to add a button, which is basically what our hyperlinks are. Choose a test button, and you can insert your link there. Any profile links from, say, Twitter or Instagram or any website will do, and the button will just basically act in the same way as a hyperlink and redirect to that website. So there you have, there's a button. I gotta use a website there, so I'll just use that as the example, and ta-da, you have a button. Here's a button that you can use, definitely, like I said, social media websites, but also use later on, further along the lines in your portfolio, to hyperlink to current pages of your works published. I think that basically explains it for the bio page. We're going to scroll down a bit further. So you notice that throughout my portfolio, I used basically what is a glide show. The glide show is basically a slideshow, but it allows you to layer your works one by one after the other. So for example, like what I did here, I started the glide show here, and I had my photos laid out in order where I had the background of my story here, a screenshot of the SoundCloud play button here, and a screenshot of actively working on the site here. You're going to want to have those ready if you're going to use a glide show layout. So I'm just going to say obviously, we're not working on plants for the purposes of this demonstration. It's just going to be it's going to serve as an example to what you guys will be working on. So you can select multiple images to load up one after the other, same way as you would upload any images, but you gotta allow yourself to plan it out because Adobe Spark works with, say, 16 by 9, or basically the standard horizontal format of images. Uploading vertical images I haven't had much experience with, but you're going to want to make sure that it comes out the way you want it to. So just use a couple of images here. Say wrap up with that one, and there we go. At this point, you can choose to save your images, and when you go back to the preview, you'll see all the images show up in a glide show, which will go about one after the other as you scroll down the page. Now, variety is important here. You're going to want to make sure that you display your works in such a way that it doesn't sort of repeat itself. You'll see that you'll have this very, very opaque box here at the center of the photo. This is where you're going to use the functions of photo, text, button, and video to lay out your works. Did you want to say something, Kelsey? Do you have anything to add?
I love this. I love all the visuals. I love how you've set it up so it's so clean, and yeah, this looks really well. So so this would be an option for Adobe Spark, and then when we move into Squarespace, you can have similar explanations, right?
I can have similar explanations, but for now, let's. Adobe Spark is going to be the easiest, most user-friendly.
Right.
And we're going to look at Squarespace as something that requires a bit more time and effort and experimentation to work out.
Right.
Adobe
commitment.
Yes, Adobe Stock is like very much a drag and drop, plug and play kind of
Nice.
website builder that really, as long as you have the content, you'll be just fine, just plugging in things.